Yes, thank you. I'll carry on with that theme around the tracing elements because it's really important to our success. Many of you, I think, have heard on the news that the UK are currently trialling a track and trace application in the Isle of Wight. Similar apps are also in development across other jurisdictions. So I just want to take just a few moments to explain our position on track and trace and our views on an application for the bailiwick. Track and trace apps are based basically upon four components of testing, both reactive and proactive, contact tracing and automation. So that is helping us to make sure that all the data is brought together. And lastly, targeting. So making sure all those who need to be are proactively identified for testing. As it stands, we are currently managing all these elements within our existing processes. Some of these capabilities cannot be replicated in many other jurisdictions, primarily due to their size, but also due to some of the unique capabilities we've already developed in the bailiwick. It is important that we make appropriate responses for the bailiwick and maximise where we have the advantage. We are already testing efficiently those displaying symptoms and looking to increase our capacity so that we can introduce proactive testing. So testing areas we might identify as being a higher risk. We are also contact tracing highly efficiently thanks to the professional efforts of the public health team. This has been pivotal in our success to date. The size of our bailiwick enables us to do this manually where this could be more difficult elsewhere. This gives us a higher level of accuracy than automated option of an app and avoids the risk of false positives. What is great news is that we've already built the first phase of new technology that will do the majority of our back-end automation, bringing together all the systems and sending out automated messages where this is suitable. And as mentioned earlier, we're increasing our testing capability by the purchase of the additional testing equipment. Lastly, in working with public health, we're starting to use the e-census, which is again unique and developed for Guernsey, to start intelligent targeting for proactive testing. So what does this mean? This involves identifying high-risk areas, for example, multi-occupancy accommodation that tend to have larger household groupings, often with multiple face-to-face contact type work. These high-risk areas can be called for testing rather than monitoring the whole community. And again, as we move the phases, might help to seek and support business in opening up to more near normal activities. We're already in a good position. However, all this said, we are actively engaged with organisation where apps are trialled elsewhere so that we can benefit from this thinking and research. One of the advantages of an app in the community is its ability to be involved in finding and contributing to solutions. You can continue to do this by signing up to the existing community monitoring tool that you can find on the website. This tool began as a way to find out who in the community is suffering with symptoms no matter how mild. It was also invaluable for us, providing insights into the information and support you were lacking so we could provide it, and led, for example, to us extending our support to single owner businesses. It will continue to be developed and aligned to the phases of the exit strategy, and it will allow us to gather data on your thoughts on things like mental health, economic recovery, or indeed future travel expectations. The tool is easy to use and is your way of helping us to understand what the community needs. I would therefore continue to encourage you to sign up to that tool so that we can use it as a rich source of data and information. Lastly, I wanted to just touch on education, as we know the easing of restrictions for some businesses have brought a new set of challenges for some people who can now get back to work, but who can't yet send their children to school, as they're not on the essential worker list. I'm aware that there has been occasions where schools have come under increasing pressure from some parents who understandably want to get back to work. We appreciate it's really difficult, but the public health advice is that we must maintain the really low numbers of students who have been attending schools in recent weeks. While things have changed for some businesses, the position remains that only vulnerable students and the children of essential workers can attend schools, colleges and early year providers. The essential worker list hasn't changed. You can find it on the most recent business guidance on the website. The Committee for Education, Sports and Culture have started working now on plans to understand how we can return schools and when that might happen and how safely it will be to do so. As we enter week 3 of distance learning, I want again to thank education staff for the crucial role they have played in our response and particularly for supporting our key workers. Whether it's been keeping schools and early years providers open for vulnerable students and the children of essential workers, or quickly developing plans for distancing learning, staff have worked together to respond quickly to the needs of our community. Thank you.